Hey YouTube and all you crazy Death Note fans out there, you know who it is, it's Alex.
And I'm Dele.
And welcome back, Shoko Boys YouTube channel where we watch, review and give our opinion on your favourite anime and TV shows.
And before we go any further, I'm going to need you to do one thing.
What's that?
I'm going to need you to hit that like button and subscribe so you can be the first to know when we upload new content. And if this ain't your first time, I don't know what you're doing, but all I can say is don't be a pagan and hit that subscribe button. And today we've got Death Note, we've got Ray Pember's wife committing suicide, which is, you know, I understand her pain. I understand she lost her husband.
Are you really gonna do this? You're gonna do this right now?
Did we not just watch her commit suicide?
Dele, she committed suicide because...
We didn't see her body, but anyway.
Yeah.
We're assuming.
She committed suicide because Light wrote it in the Death Note. We saw him write it down and then he said he was Kira and then she went...
That's not what I took from that.
What do you mean that's not what that's what everyone else took from that? What are you talking about?
That's not what I took from that. I mean, if someone kills themselves, I don't see how you can, you know, again, I'm not offering advice or anything like that, but I don't know how you could blame someone else for that. I mean, I just don't see it.
Because you already knew she was in the front for the Death Note.
No. That's not what I saw. Light was there offering his advice and services to her to help her solve the crime of catching Kira, and then she was just overwhelmed by, you know, it's hard to lose a loved one, but she was overwhelmed by it and just decided she couldn't do any, like, she just couldn't carry on. I'll be interested to see in this episode if she actually went through with it, because we don't know. We didn't see her body at the end. We need to find out who is really responsible for these deaths. I hope, you know, Light can help offer some advice to his dad, because his dad's just not doing a good job. That's all I can say. Let's run the tape. We're
gonna run the tape. I just got one question for you. Yeah? Just one question. How much is Light paying you for your services?
What?
That was footage from surveillance cameras at the station. The death of one of the FBI agents is captured on here.
I'd be curious to see what happens here.
It sounded like we might have some evidence.
Fine, but even if he was following someone at that time, I think it's going to be very difficult for us to draw
much ice cream
conclusions from this blurry video. Then at exactly 4:42 p.m. Oh, thank you very much, Watari.
Watari!
2 p.m. he exits
ice cream, you know.
Station and dies on the platform.
Huh? You're right. It's there under his arm. But in the footage right before his death, it's gone. I can't believe you actually caught that.
Well, I don't see an envelope on this list of his personal effects.
Which means it was left on the train. And if you watch closely at the very end here, it seems like he's straining to look inside the train before the doors close. You can see right here.
How can you see that?
Kira was on that train.
That's impossible.
I admit I find it hard to believe as well. There's no reason for Kira to come to the scene of his own crime when he can kill from a distance. Well, maybe he was counting on us to make that assumption and figured he could get away with such a bold move.
El's doing his thing, man. He's in his bag.
It's bad.
In the Death Note for 4 days straight, so what are you trying to prove? I don't see the point in writing these names weeks in advance. I've never seen the Death Note used like this.
Suppose the son of the detective superintendent of the NPA was hospitalized. If criminals stopped dying at the same time, it wouldn't be difficult to connect the two.
Yeah.
So that's what this is.
Are you sure that I can use any date as long as it's before the end of a person's predetermined lifespan?
Well, I can't guarantee it because we Shinigami don't normally work that way. But I suppose any time before the end of their lifespan should work.
I really can't count on you, can I?
You got that right.
Yes?
He ain't gonna help him.
Yes, would you please
Why
hold
would
for
he?
a moment? Ryuzaki, it's Ukita at the NPA. He says he's on the phone with someone from the tip line who has information for us.
Right, then give Ukita the number for line 5 and ask him to have the informant call that line instead. It'll be safer that way. Mr. Matsuda, it's okay for you to turn on your cell phone now. Actually, please turn it on right away.
Sure.
Line 5.
Yes, this is Suzuki, head of Kira's Investigation Public Information Division.
Put on an
Pember's
accent.
fiancée, Naomi Misora. I've heard that name before.
You've worked
You've
with her.
worked with her.
So it's her. She's from the Los Angeles baby murder case. That's right. She was working under me. I guess she must have come to Japan with her fiancé. Well, apparently she's been missing since the day after her fiancé died.
I'm sure that anyone in that situation would be pretty depressed.
No, don't fall for it.
Suicide. No, the Naomi Misora I knew was strong. Not to mention she was also an excellent FBI.
Too bad her fiance didn't think she was.
Yeah.
Bomb.
It appears she came to Japan with Pember. It's possible that she may have found a lead.
And then she was a loose end.
No, she just was overwhelmed with the death.
Okay.
Everyone
We'll get find out about that.
He was assigned to 2 police officers and those closest to him.
Very well. Who are these two individuals?
Oh boy.
Oh.
Deputy Director Kitamura, along with Detective Superintendent Yagami and their families.
Oh.
Wiretaps and surveillance cameras in both households.
I have to make sure there's no evidence left on this computer, just in
Let's
case.
come back. Lightfoot was smart enough, but can't just make a person disappear and they're not going to think about it. They're not going to think something's up.
It seems like you're pretty skilled with your hands. I bet you're pretty popular with the girls, aren't you?
It's your looks that count. I'm guessing you're not that popular, are you?
Huh?
Surveillance cameras? Ryuzaki?
I don't see how you could even consider this.
Yes,
Way
yes
out
you
of
can. No, it's not.
Scandal in our hands. We'd all lose our jobs.
You told me you'd be willing to risk your lives for this investigation, but you wouldn't risk your jobs?
Ryuzaki,
Don't be like those bums who retired, who left.
I don't have to tell you how offended I am to learn my family is under suspicion. Having said that, just go ahead with it. And make sure you install them everywhere. I don't want any blind spots in the house, and that includes the bathroom.
Whoa.
Thank you very much. That was my intention.
Come on, Chief. You don't have to agree to this.
Yes, he does.
Think about your
He's
family.
the chief.
You have a wife and
In the
daughter,
bathroom,
don't
you know.
Yes, I'm well aware of that fact. But there is no point in doing any of this if we can't be thorough. Now I suggest you keep quiet.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Excuse me.
He's stressed, man.
Yeah, he's got to be.
As a courtesy to
There's
the
a
chief
killer on the
and his
loose
family, only
in your
he
country.
and I will conduct surveillance of their home.
Yeah.
Watari, how long will it take to prepare the wiretaps and cameras we need?
Well, starting tomorrow, I can set them up at any time, provided we know when both houses will be empty.
And you got to do it during school time, then.
Oh.
I'm home.
And he hasn't even clocked the
Yeah, he's not going to
surveillance.
clock. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not going to clock. He better be careful what he says.
Now he knows.
How's it going? I don't think anyone else is in the house right now. Do you want to play some video games?
He can't talk to him
Yeah.
because he knows.
Come on, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Hey, Light.
I don't believe it. I never knew he went to such great lengths. What could he be hiding in there that he doesn't want anyone else to see?
For a 17-year-old kid, I wouldn't say this kind of behavior is particularly abnormal. When I was his age, I did strange things too. Have you ever talked to your son about the investigation?
Of course not. I've never once revealed classified information to my family. Besides, I don't get to see them too often these days, and usually...
Maybe that's why he's running around killing people.
No.
Yes.
No, we
yes.
don't know that.
Yes, he is.
Paper in the door in a way that it would be obvious to anyone entering the room. The real test is the handle.
It is?
When that door is closed, the door handle automatically returns to a horizontal position and it won't go any higher than that. But whenever I close the door, I adjust it slightly. Instead of letting it sit horizontally, I lower it by about 5 millimeters.
What?
all the way up, I'm fairly certain.
What? No, that can't be right.
The method alone doesn't tell me if my door was actually opened.
No one's that
I
meticulous.
put pencil lead in place as well.
Puts a pencil.
With it, it goes on the hinge. After I close the door, I take the pencil lead and rest it on the hinge in such a way that it will break if the door happens to be opened by anyone. Normally, I'd take it out myself when I get back home. When I got home from school today, I noticed that the pencil lead was broken.
Now that you mention it, I do remember that.
First the door handle, then the lead. I know someone was in there today.
Maybe it was your mother.
Nah.
The family wouldn't have noticed the piece of paper. What's suspicious is that someone took the time to put it back in the door.
Yeah.
By the way, Ryuk, what about your apples?
Apples? That's right, surveillance cameras. Once the apple's in my mouth, no one can see it. But while I'm holding it, it looks like it's floating.
Shinigami can't die, so I guess it will kill you to stop eating apples for a while.
But apples are to me what cigarettes and alcohol are to humans. Do you see what I'm saying? I even get withdrawal symptoms.
Well, you're just gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
What kind of symptoms?
My body gets all twisted. I do handstands. It's not pretty.
I don't need to see that.
I know.
Okay, here's the thing. Unfortunately, I already gave Elle the hint that Shinigami love apples, so I just can't afford to take the risk.
When did you?
If it's so important for you to eat apples, you'll have to find out where all the cameras are hidden. If you're lucky, you might find a blind spot where you can eat them without being seen. Alright?
Okay, I'm saying what it's
Incentive, yeah.
Sounds so interesting.
We got Paul Mag.
I have to find the cameras.
I can't believe my son is looking at those magazines.
It's normal for a 17-year-old. But it seems contrived. It's too obvious. The only reason he didn't want anyone in his room was because he had his magazines. That's what he wants us to think.
Hey, that's my son you're talking about. Are you honestly telling me that you suspect him?
I
Yes.
do suspect him. That's why I placed
We all
broadcast
do.
and surveillance cameras in your house and the deputy director's house.
I found a camera in the air conditioner.
So they really put cameras in here. They must have bugged the place as well. Even if this is the Kira case, I didn't think the Japanese police would ever go this far. This must be Elle's idea, which means they've narrowed down their list of suspects. By now, they must have figured out that it was someone who Ray Pember was investigating, or they wouldn't have gone to all this trouble. Man, these covers mislead you all the time. No. Given the situation, it's safer if I just assume I'm their prime suspect and the only one being watched. It'll be okay. Luckily, I prepared for this kind of situation.
Oh, Light.
Light! Come on! Dinner is ready!
Hey, what do you want the father to say? Just watch it, isn't it? It's like, dang.
Watari, please contact the broadcasters and tell them to play our message.
Very well. Understood.
That's right. My parents met
Huh?
you tomorrow.
What's this? ICPO? They're saying that in response to the Kira murders, Interpol has decided to dispatch a force of 1,500 investigators to Japan. The investigators were drawn from the law enforcement agencies of its member nations. 1,500 investigators? Whoa.
Chances are they've got cameras in the living room as well. Regardless of whether this news is real or not, it's obvious they're just trying to evoke a reaction from me. Now, this is the exact same trick he used last time. The ICPO sure is stupid.
Huh?
I mean, there's no point in making this announcement. If they're gonna send all these people here to investigate, shouldn't they keep it a secret? Even the FBI agents who were secretly investigating were killed by Kira. Why would this be any different? If you ask me, this is nothing more than a desperate attempt to shock Kira in the hopes that he'll reveal himself somehow. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if Kira sees right through this.
That's clever, isn't he?
Well, yes.
Thanks for dinner, Mom.
You're eating a bag of chips? You just had dinner. Your good looks are gonna go down the drain if you keep that up.
It's a late night snack for studying.
think that's it, Light.
This guy's done.
I guess Shinigami get tired when they work hard. Now let me explain where they all are. It's a little bit complicated, so listen up. There's nothing I hate more than explaining something twice.
Alright, it's time for me to hit the books.
There sure are a lot of cameras in this
Wow.
scene. I counted 64 in total.
64!
Whoever put them here expected you to at least find some of them.
It has to be L. He had no qualms about putting a death row inmate in his place when he declared war on me. It's pretty clear
How's
he
he
doesn't
going to do what he wants to do with 64 cameras?
Well, this is why, you know, he's a smart guy. We'll see what happens.
Now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I guess you can't talk in here. But we'd better discuss this outside tomorrow.
Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Judging by the number of cameras he's planted, he's planning to make a decision within a short period of time. Any normal person would slip under these circumstances, but it won't be that easy with me, L. This is the closest you'll get. I've set things up so that criminals will continue to die over the next 3 weeks. But L is aware by now that Kira can control the times of death of his victims. Therefore, to avoid suspicion, L needs to see that criminals whose names are being broadcast continue to die while I have no access to that information.
Oh, the symptoms are starting!
Show you, L.
He's really studying hard, man.
What?
I can continue to kill criminals whose names are broadcast on the news while masquerading as a typical high school student studying for his entrance.
Whoa! Whoa! He's got a mini TV in there.
With my right hand and write names with my left.
Okay.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
Wait. Who thinks this far ahead?
Ryuzaki,
Yes, what is it, Watabi?
a few minutes ago, a bank clerk being questioned on suspicion of embezzlement and a purse snatcher being held in a detention center were broadcast on the news. They both just died of sudden, inexplicable heart attacks.
It's him again.
While all that was happening at your home, your wife and daughter were watching television. When that was over, they turned the TV off and didn't watch anything afterwards. From just past 7:30 until now, 11 o'clock, your son's done nothing but study. Kira needs a name and a face. Without those, he can't kill. So I suppose anyone who didn't watch the news can't be Kira, right?
You said it yourself. That means my family has been cleared.
He's not convinced.
It doesn't make sense that Kira would kill two petty criminals right after their identities were broadcast. I know it's only the first day after the cameras were installed, but the Yagami household seems almost too innocent to me.
I mean, he's on the right path,
Are
though.
you up yet?
Yeah, I'm awake.
Today's garbage day, so if you've got any, bring it down with you, okay?
What a pain.
What are you talking about? You usually say there's no need to remind me, Mom.
Yeah. Another beautiful day.
Well, I can't say for sure whether you're extremely generous or just a spoiled brat. But didn't that mini LCD TV cost you $400?
Wow.
Good morning.
Disposal of the evidence.
Yeah.
So what's your argument now? He didn't kill anyone. That's what we're gonna say.
Well, how could he? He wasn't watching TV.
Okay.
He was studying.
And you're also going to say that he has no recollection and he doesn't even know that he's doing what he's doing.
Wow. It's not looking good. But like I said, I've always said, you try and go to the police and say someone's writing names and people are dying. It just doesn't make sense. It just can't.
Every episode we're climbing closer and closer to the truth. We're getting more evidence. We see what's going on. The one thing I will say is, I knew the guy was intelligent, but I didn't know he was going to think things through like that far in advance. Like, This
Listen,
man's applying apparatuses in his door to know if people like what? Like, come on.
the extreme. It's like, you know what I get from watching it? I feel like L is like just seeing he's watching himself.
Yeah,
Gary,
man.
like-
That's why he's smiling like that. He's like, hey, this guy's kind of smart. He reminds me of someone.
I'm here for this like face off between Light and L. I just want to see more of it interaction. I can't wait till they actually meet
in person. Yeah, that's gonna be.
Because obviously that's what we're leading up to. I want to see what happens then. Hold tight, is Dad being willing to offer the family?
That's real professionalism right there. I have to respect that.
I don't know if it's professionalism.
It is professionalism.
Stupidity. That's
Stupidity.
what. In the bathrooms?
Nah, it's not. It's not.
In the bathrooms?
No, but he's.
If you had a daughter and a wife, would you let the police put cameras in your bathroom?
If me and only one other person are going to be the people that surveying it, then yeah, I guess so. Especially if, as long as there's no blind spots, they can't turn around and say, well, we didn't, you know.
You, sir, are tripping.
Yeah, but then they can't turn around and say, oh, we didn't check the bathroom and see what they were doing in there, so they could have been killing people there. So it gives them a complete alibi. I understand why he did it.
You, sir, are tripping.
Well, I'm not going to be in that situation. If my son is out there killing people, or at least writing names.
Allegedly.
If he's out there allegedly writing names in the book, I'm going to know about it.
Clearly, he has no idea what's going on.
Well, he doesn't pay attention to his family now, does he? Otherwise, they would have caught Kira by now.
And then we've got Ryu Kevin withdrawal symptoms about apples.
Yeah.
But alright, like, we're just going to have to wait and see if, you know, they find out who Kira is, or you know, if Kira continues to get away with these murders. But I'm here for it. Like, I know you guys are here for it, and we're just gonna have to keep on watching to find out. But let's, you know, not waste any more time, and let's just get straight into the awards.
Let's do it.
MVP, who you going with?
MVP, I'll go give it to Light, man. He somehow, again, figured out how to get out of an impossible situation. He's been on a winning streak. He's literally been on since he messed up in episode 2, he's been on a winning streak. He's managed to get through every single obstacle that's come his way. And
because he's not the killer.
Dele, if he's not the killer, why is he making plans for when people install cameras in his room?
Because he knows his dad is working on an important case.
If his dad is on the right side of justice, why would he have to worry about stuff like that?
Because it means he knows he's going to be suspected because of his smartness.
Suspected of what? Of what, Dele?
Of being a killer when he's not.
Because he is a killer. No. Why would they suspect him of being a killer?
Because look, think about it, if a police follows a driver long enough, some point in time they're gonna break some law.
Exactly.
They're gonna break some law.
Right.
So he's just making sure he has perfect alibi, so they can't say anything. Do you remember what you did last week? You probably don't. Do you remember what you wore? You don't remember what you wore.
So
how would you know? Like, you see, so we can't just be like throwing out accusations willing. So all you guys in the comments who are telling me that Light is guilty, no one in this whole anime has called him out. You know, they've just been suspected. Everything is what we see, or what we think we see. We don't know what we're seeing right now. We're just being shown a specific angle. So there's always two sides to the story, and we just have to wait and see.
It's a shame we can't ask the people that have been killed, because they'd be able to tell us that.
What, you mean the criminals and the people who committed suicide?
Oh, so Naomi was a criminal. Ray Pember was a criminal.
Suicide.
Ray
don't worry, when we get to my awards, we'll see what's what.
But I'm going to give it to Light, and he'll take the MVP. I'll give him that award.
I'm gonna give my MVP to Light. I just think just watching someone just grow in front of our eyes, and you know, he's 5 days away from his entrance exams, and he's just putting so much work into the exams. You know, studying from 7 to 11, that's real tough, you know, knowing his dad isn't at home, you know, and obviously telling the FBI that they're being ridiculous with their plan. He called the bluff, he realized it was a bluff, and he's just like, gotta be smarter than that, throwing out 1,500 agents to come look for him. So
I'll say one thing, yeah. Innocent people don't move like how he's moving.
what do you mean study?
No, he had a damn TV in potato chips, Dele, so he could watch the news.
No,
and then he had a piece of the Death Note in there, and he was writing days with his left hand. He said it. He himself said it as well. Innocent people don't move this way. So you're correct when you're saying they don't have the evidence to be able to outright accuse him of these murders. But you can't turn around and say that we don't know what's going on, because we can see it. We can see exactly what's going on.
I mean, can we?
No. We know he's guilty.
Listen, if he's guilty, he deserves the death penalty. But right now, he's not.
We know he's guilty. It's just about proving.
You have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And
we're gonna prove it. We're gonna prove it. To switch.
Biggest L. Who are you giving it to?
I will give the biggest L. I'm gonna give it to the whole police force, to be honest. Especially his dad. I think look, I don't have children, so I don't know what it's like to hear news that your son is being accused of being a murderer and murdering hundreds of people within the space of a month, you know? I don't know what that's like. So obviously he's going to vouch for his son, but he's still being very naive about the whole thing. There's a reason why his family was under investigation, most notably why Ray Pember was sent to investigate Light, and why everyone that has been sent to investigate Light has died. There's a reason for this stuff, yeah? So
that's not accurate.
I gotta give him the L. It makes sense, because any of the law enforcement that's come in touch with Light so far have mysteriously disappeared or been killed. We don't know how, apparently we don't know how, apparently we don't know who did it, but they mysteriously disappeared, and the one linking factor is Light Yagami. So the fact that his dad won't admit that much, he's being a bit naive.
Accurate though.
Hey, that is as accurate as what we have seen so far. I didn't say Light was the killer. Did I say that? I said that everyone that's been in contact with Light so far has mysteriously disappeared. Any law enforcement that has done, they have disappeared, disappeared. That's all I'm going to say.
It's quite interesting that you bring up Ray Pember and his untimely heart attack at the train station. Because biggest L for me for this episode goes to the whole Ray Pember family, him and his fiance, for being poor FBI agents. That's why they get the biggest L. And where are they now? They alive? No, they're not.
Under. That's it.
They're dead. One by a heart attack because, poor diet, eat your greens, kids. And the fiance obviously couldn't take that and then, committed suicide. So we think. Well, actually, it was confirmed. So I just think both of them got too close and too careless with this case, and it led to the untimely deaths. The stress of such a big case got to one of them, and then the other one got too close, and then it got to her. We need to think about the effects of what this case is doing to FBI agents. We've had agents from episodes past quit, which my guy on my left here thought was a good decision. Rightly so, according to him, because otherwise they might have committed suicide too, or they might have had heart attacks. You don't know what their diets are like, how much they're exercising. If you're doing late night exercises,
this man is talking about diet.
Coke no diet. So
I know one thing. The next time you go on holiday, I know where the money came from. That's
on to the final award. The I Forgot You're Even in this episode, also known as the Andrew Wiggins Award. Who you going with?
I guess I'll just give it to. Ooh, it's a good one. I'm gonna give it to Aizawa. Yeah, we saw a bit of him, and obviously he was investigating the other family that they were suspicious of, right? But other than that, we didn't see much of him. So I'm gonna give it to him.
I'm gonna give it to the daughter, his sister.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All we really saw is her watching soaps.
That's about it. And dreaming over her crush,
And we don't really see much of her, She came in one episode to get tutoring from Light, and we've not really seen much of that,
That's true.
We'll give it to her. But guys, that's a wrap from us for this episode. Let us know in the comments what you think about our picks for the MVP, biggest L, and the Andrew Wiggins Awards. For all my team Light is Innocent, hit me up in the comments. I know we're there, you know, where there's a small community of us, but we know the truth, we know what we see, and you know, hope you stick with us. But like always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to be the first to know when we upload new content and new episodes of Death Note. And if this ain't your first time, I don't know what you're doing, but don't be a pagan. Hit that subscribe button so you know when we upload new content. But until next time, peace.